In our calculator, we type 35, press shift and then answer to get our percent key, press equals, and it comes out to be 7/20. Question 2, work out a quarter of 28. Of in mathematics means to multiply. In our calculator, we just press fraction key, type in 1/4, then multiply it by 28, press equals, and it gives you 7. Question 3, write down 2 factors of 12. Well, the factors of 12 are any two numbers that divide into number 12 and do not give a remainder. Generally, factors come in pairs, known as factor pairs, apart from if the number is a square number. Hence, the factors of 12, we could have any two from 1 and 12, because 1 times 12 will give us 12. We know 2 and 6, as 2 times 6 will give us 12. And we know 3 and 4, as 3 times 4 will give us 12. So any two. Question 4, simplify 2m times 3. Well, 2 times 3 will give us 6. So 2m times 3 will give us 6m. Question 5, find the square root of 1.69. Pressing the square root key on our calculator, looks like a tick, then enter the number 1.69, press equals, then press SD, and our answer is 1.3. Question 6, on the grid, draw a quadrilateral with no lines of symmetry and rotational symmetry of order 2. Well, a quadrilateral is a shape made up of 4 straight sides. As it has no lines of symmetry and rotational symmetry of order 2, therefore I'm going to be drawing a
parallelogram.
Question 7. The table shows the total amount of apples sold and the total amount of oranges sold in a shop in 3 weeks. In total for the 3 weeks, more apples than oranges were sold. How many more? So first I want to work out the number of apples sold. So we're just going to add up our 86 plus our 75 plus our 92. So in our calculator, we just type 86 plus 75 plus 92. And that gives us the total number of apples, which is 253. Everything we put in the calculator, we must write down on our page. We're now going to total up the number of oranges sold by doing our 68 plus our 80 plus our 76. So in our calculator, we're going to do 68 plus 80 plus 76 and press equals. And that comes to 224. As we are asked to calculate the number of more apples were sold compared to oranges, we're now going to subtract our two numbers. So in this case, it could be the number of apples sold, which is 253. Subtract the number of oranges sold, that was 224. We can now type that into our calculator, and that gives us 29. Question 8. Here are the first 5 terms of a number sequence. Write down the next 2 terms of this sequence. Well, looking at our pattern, how do you get from 3 to 8? We add on 5. How do you get from 8 to 13? Again, we add on 5. How do you get from 13 to 18? Again, we add on 5. How do you get from 18 to 23? We add on 5. As we've got the next 2 numbers in the sequence, we're going to add on 5 again. Well, 23 add 5, that'll give us 28. That's our next term in the sequence. And adding on 5 again to get our next term. Well, 28 add 5 will give us 33. Again, use a calculator when necessary. So our next 2 terms are 28 and 33. Jim says that 50 is a term in the sequence. Jim is wrong. Explain why. We're looking at our number sequence. It ends 38383883, and this ends in 0. So every term ends in a 3 or 8. Question 9. The diagram shows a solid triangular prism. Write the number of faces of the prism. Well, each of the faces is basically the flat surfaces. So I'm going to have a face here on the front, that's 1. A face here on the back, which is 2. I'm going to have a face going down the slope on the back, which is 3. A face here going down the slope on the right, which is 4. And I'll have the base, which is another face, which is 5. Part B. Write down the number of edges of this prism. Well, an edge is each of my lines, including my dotted lines. Hence, I've got 1, 2, 3 edges here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and my dotted line, 9. Question 10. Here is a list of 8 numbers. Kim picks at random one of these numbers. On the probability scale below, mark with a cross the probability that Kim picks a number 7. Well, there's no number 7 to pick from, therefore it's impossible. So therefore impossible represents 0. So at 0, put a cross. Part B. On the probability scale below, mark with a cross the probability that Kim picks a number greater than 5. Well, the numbers greater than 5 are 6, 6, 8, and 9. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So Kim's got 4 chances out of, in total, there was 8 numbers. So 4 of 8 of getting a number greater than 5. And 4 of 8 will simplify down to be a half. Again, we can put into a calculator if necessary. So on my probability scale, at a half, I'm going to mark with a cross. Part C. Find the probability that Kim picks an even number. Well, an even number will end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Look at my list. The even numbers are 2, 2, 6, 6, and 8. So Kim's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 chances of picking an even number. Out of, in total, there was 8 numbers. So therefore, the chance of picking an even number is 5 over 8. Question 11. Sunita wants to make 35 picture frames. She needs 4 nails for each frame. So I'm going to first work out the total number of nails needed by doing my 35 multiplied by 4. So in my calculator, 35 multiplied by 4, that gives us 140. So she needs 140 nails. We are told that Sunita has 3 boxes of nails, and there are 38 nails in each box. So to work out the number of nails she has, I'm going to do 3 multiplied by 48. So in my calculator, 3 times 48 to give us the number of nails she has, which gives us 144. Has Sunita got enough nails to make all 35 frames? Well, she has 144, and she only needs 140. So therefore, yes, she has enough, Sunita, as she has 144. And that's greater than the number she needs, which is 140. She'd actually have enough and 4 left over. Question 12. Write 60 metres as a fraction of 1,000 metres. Give your answer in its simplest form. As they both are the same units, they're both in metres. In my calculator, press my fraction key. I can just type 60 on the top and on the bottom 1,000. Press equals, and they give my final answer of 3 over 50.